and welcome to Tuesday's tutorial. I'm Jane from Loopy's Place, and you'll find me either here in my sewing room at home or in my studio where I have classes as well. The tutorials that I'm sharing with you on a Tuesday are based on the classes that I have in the community. So these are full tutorials, explain every step through the process. If you wish to, adjust the speed on YouTube and you can whiz through quicker. I hope you enjoy it. Without any further ado, here's today's tutorial. So this week we're going to be making a little zip pouch. The zip is set down from the top of the pouch and goes across, and you've got your line, it's fully lined inside, and you've got no raw edges inside. So there's a simple way of doing it as well, so which makes it perfect for beginners. So what we're going to do first, you're going to need a 5-inch zip. You want 4 1-inch by 2-inch pieces of fabric. This is going to go on, form the tabs for our zip. And from the lining and from the outer fabric, you're going to need those 2 pieces are 6 by 10.5 inches. I'm just using what I've got up here. Spare sort of leftover fabrics, but you could use coordinated fabric, something to really stun inside as well. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is to prepare our zips, and we're going to add these tabs onto each end. I've just used continuous zip here, so I'm going on the side furthest from the zip pull. You're going to put a tab piece on either side, so the zip is sandwiched between and you've got those fabrics right sized together. Let's just line those up. So because it's nylon zip, it shouldn't cause problems sewing over. Just don't do it too quickly. It just allows the teeth to move. Lay that on top. Okay, so that's one side done. When that's on, we're going to bring the fabrics over so they're now wrong size together, and just going to top stitch that just to keep it in place. How can I do? I'm just going to cut those threads off, and I'm going to do it the other end. So this time I'm just opening the zip a bit, just so that I can get those teeth to sit together. Again, line up your pieces, sandwiching the zip between, make sure your fabrics are the right size together. And again, going to bring the fabric long sides together and top stitch that down in place. There we go. And that is your zip prepared. There you have it, your zip with your tab ends on. So now I need to find my zipper foot. If you can find your zipper foot, put your zipper foot on. I can't find mine. Right, so you're going to have your zip right way up. You're going to centre your main fabric along the top edge, and you're going to centre the zip. So you'll notice that it doesn't go right to the end of your tabs, but we'll trim those to size when we have done this bit. So I'm going to just move the zip down slightly just so that I can start sewing on that side. So again, we're going to be centering the zip in between our two fabrics. Make sure your fabrics are right size together. On mine, it doesn't matter. Let's see if I can do it with this foot on. And you're going to sew all the way along. So you may have to stop and adjust your zip as when you go part way down. So I'm just going to lift my foot, leave my needle down, move your zipper up, lay it all flat again. Making sure, just keep checking it's all lined up. Until you get to the end. Put the threads off. Again, you're going to open your zip, open your fabrics and fold it down to make sure on both sides that your fabrics are flat. I'm going to line those up, and then I'm going to top stitch along this edge just to keep the fabrics in place. Thread out the way. So you just want to do it as close to the edge as you can, within about 1/8 of an inch. If you need to, you can stop and get your zipper foot out the way, zipper pull out the way. And right to the end. Okay. So this time you're going to fold your outer fabric up, and you're going to make sure it's lined up with the edges on the front. Going to line it up with the top of the zip, and the lining you're going to fold up the other way. There we go. So that you're going to have your lining folded up on one side and your outer fabric folded up on the other side. I'm going to lay that flat. And then make sure all your pieces are lined up. So that that down. I'm leaving the needle in. I'm just going to move the zipper pull up out the way. There we go. Line everything back up. And go to the end. Now we're going to turn it through to the right way. This is where it gets fiddly. Right, so you're going to line up your lining and you're out of fabric. I'm just going to get my needle in there. So you're going to make sure you keep your fabrics out of the way, and you're going to top stitch down. Just turning that through that way just so I can just unhook it from that needle thing. That's it. Again, I'm just making sure all the pieces that I don't need to be stitched are out of the way. I'm going to move the zipper foot up out the way because that's going to obstruct it down there. So this is probably one of the most fiddly parts of it. There we go. There we go. So you'll see we've got, turn that through, and we've got our zip in, top stitching on both sides. So I'm just going to get rid of all these extra threads, and now still on this way we're just going to adjust that so that my zip is about 3/4 of the way up, and I'm going to stitch down both sides. That's the first side. And now we're going to this second side. There we are. Again, we're going to trim the threads off. So we're going to now trim these sides back. So I've done 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. You can trim it back to 1/8 of an inch. Or else you can leave it 1/4 of an inch, but make sure that when you turn it through that your seam allowance is, that you use a bigger seam allowance on the next stage. But you want these sides to be lined up, straightened, take these excess tabs off. Open my zip, and I'm going to turn the pouch inside out. Just going to pop those corners. There we go. So before I start sewing, just making sure that I pop those corners out. Just finger press that nice and flat. And this time you want to make sure that with your seam allowance it's wide enough to encase all the raw edges. You're going to reverse at the beginning and the end as well. Trim those off. Just make sure that this side's straight. There. Make that nice and flat. So reverse the beginning. I'm just moving my zip in a bit just so it doesn't get in the way. Reverse at the end. And trim your threads off. Alright then, so we're going to turn it back through. Let's just open the zip up. There we go. And turn it all through. And there you have your finished pouch. And there you go. So you can see from this one that I've made and from this one that you can vary the size. So if you want a smaller one, you can adjust the size. If you want to do them bigger, then just make it bigger. So you just want to be the width of your zip, generally an inch, so the tab sizes won't change, the length of your zip and the starting size of your fabrics. I do hope you enjoyed that. If you need any help with making adjustments to suit yourself, please get in touch. I'd be happy to help. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell below, and you'll get notifications when new content is added. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon, but in the meantime, do take care. Bye for now.